On this Meet the Team, I am joined by Elenore Bastian. Hello, Elenore. How are you doing?
Good.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Where are you joining us from today?
I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Okay, nice. It looks sunny-ish today.
Yeah, it's sunny. It's like 8 a.m., so it's just getting sunny.
Fair enough. Good. And what do you do at Chronosphere? What's your job title, or what do you do? They may not be the same thing. However you want to describe it.
I'm an engineering manager, so I'm the manager for the platform team, and the platform team is everything to do with how users sort of interact with the product-facing side of things.
So does that tend to be kind of the UI, the front end, or is it also some of the behind-the-scenes stuff?
It's both. So it's like the web app, the CLI, and then maybe one day the public API as well.
Okay, cool. And why did you decide to join Chronosphere? What were some of the reasons that motivated you to want to join?
The people.
Okay.
100%. I just thought it was a good learning opportunity for me. And I could tell that the team was committed to sort of ramping everybody up. Like, I'm brand new to monitors and observability and metrics and that whole world. So it felt like a good, fun learning opportunity. And then a team that was also very committed to culture, which is something that I care about. Culture and people and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like that's something we should dig into a bit more in an article or something, but I feel like other people have maybe done that, because that is something that also attracted me, actually.
Yeah.
Not just talking about it, but actually demonstrating it. That was something that actually impressed me in the interview process. It's not like, here's some bullet points. It's like, here's some bullet points and here's what we actually do about them, which I actually really liked. So anyway, I digress. Where were you before Chronosphere? What were you doing? Where did you come from?
I was at a company called Pivotal for a long time.
Yep.
And Pivotal got acquired by VMware. So I was at VMware for a little bit. And then I was like, not really into this enterprise land. And then hopped over to Chronosphere.
Yeah, fair enough. I feel like Pivotal and VMware, there's these circles of acquiring that seem to go on amongst that whole family of companies that I don't even know who owns who anymore.
It was so circular.
And what do you think, what do you find, or even from a customer perspective, is some of the most interesting technical challenges that Chronosphere is solving or trying to solve?
Technical challenges. Well, for me, I try to delegate everything technical away. I don't want to be a technical mentor. I don't have the chops to be anyone's technical mentor. Yeah. So I just delegate all of that away. And I really rely on the tech leads and my reports to help technically mentor each other and collaborate in that way. So I don't really work on a lot of complicated technical things. But in terms of the team, I think a big challenge we're facing right now, this maybe isn't super technical, but something I think about a lot, is our product as a whole across all the touch points. So how do we present Chronosphere as like a singular vibe to our customers? How are they interacting with the web app and the CLI? And how do we make those interactions seamless? That's something that I think about a lot.
Yeah, okay. And that is definitely a big challenge. I think there's big, long-established companies that haven't even got that right yet. Yeah, okay. I feel like this next question may have been answered slightly by that answer, but what are you working on right now or currently that you're most excited about?
Oh, most excited about? Something I'm working on right now. Well, I've just collected a bunch of peer feedback for all of my reports, and I'm really excited to write that up and share it out because it was all really positive. Okay. And I'm really excited to start building feedback as a habit and not as a chore. Yep. And I think I'm hoping to show that like peer feedback is actually really beneficial and productive. And sort of making the engineers own that story a little bit more than they do today. That's what I'm excited about.
Do you mean feedback between engineers or feedback to you or both?
I want the engineers to be giving feedback to each other all the time. Okay. And I think one thing that makes that really hard is being remote and the pandemic and not all knowing each other and not all being in the office. It just comes less naturally. So trying to think of better ways for us to have that sort of organic conversation.
And how have you found, like, I guess, getting people to give feedback so it doesn't just turn into a kind of a complaining session, but to give constructive feedback that is useful and can be acted upon? Or has it not really been a problem?
No, I thought about this a lot. I sort of wanted, sometimes it's hard to hear feedback. So I wanted people to come up with ideas or growth goals for themselves. Like, I want to be a better force multiplier on the team. And so then I would go around and ask, their teammates, like, how is person A, how can they become a better force multiplier? Sort of what's their next step in sort of how they contribute to the team, and sort of getting feedback just around sort of their own growth goals and then delivering that. So asking very pointed questions around some specific goal. And that's been helpful in that people are picking out what they want feedback on.
You said force multiplier. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
I think like when you join a team, I think you want to be contributing and impacting your team.
Yeah.
And sort of, I think that's how I imagine that. It's like, how is this person impacting the team? How are they contributing in a positive, productive way?
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's the serious questions out the way.
Okay.
And I know you're a fan of, I've heard anyway, you're a fan of asking random questions. So it's now my turn to ask random questions to you. What's a fun fact about you that nobody would guess?
When I was 18 in senior in high school, I won a beauty pageant. Okay. Well, I guess it's like that Miss Congeniality quote. It's like, it's not a beauty pageant, it's a scholarship or whatever. So I did one of those and I won.
I mean, this is an aspect of American culture that's completely lost on me, but we don't really have
It's a total hokey thing. Yeah. Small town.
Only in movies is it ever really. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is a question that we may even have to change because it seems to just not be a thing anymore. But apart from any company-related ones, if you have stickers on your laptop, what do you have?
Oh, I have like a Pacific Northwest, like Native American totem pole. Okay, nice. And I have a sticker of my cat. Like, I have a couple of those ones.
Wow.
I think that's it.
Okay. First, you're actually the first person in this series that's actually had stickers on their laptop. It seems that the lack of conferences and meetups mean that nobody is doing stickers. It anymore. But most importantly, where do you get stickers of your own cat from?
Oh, Etsy, 100%. Right. Send in a picture and then got stickers. It's a good gift to people.
Yeah, I may have to do that. Okay. All right then. If you were an animal, what would you be?
I would be an alien or Sasquatch.
Are they the same? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe, but I love a good conspiracy theory, so I would pick something like that.
I think I have to be informed here. Sasquatch is like a Yeti, yeah?
Sasquatch is like, it's like the Northwest Yeti in America.
Okay. My grandfather was in Burma during World War II, and he claims when he went up a mountain that he saw a Yeti, but it might have been the lack of oxygen. I'm not sure.
It could be real. It could be real.
I don't know. I'm doubtful. But anyway, leave that. Okay. Who is someone that you have considered, or a group of people, or something more abstract that you've considered a role model and has helped you on your career or life?
My parents.
Okay. Is there any particular reason why?
Both my parents are in positions of leadership. They're both judges, actually.
Okay.
And my mom, as a female judge, I think you just get more flack than your male counterparts. And I think she sort of taught me, like, you can get, as a woman in tech, you also get a lot more flack than I think your male counterparts. And I think you can bottle up some of that frustration and anger and sort of have that lead your life a bit, but you can also just let it go. So been learning how to do that over the years. And I think my dad's also a judge, and he is very thoughtful, and like there's never really a right answer sometimes, and I think you just have to be very thoughtful and empathetic, which is also very true in the world of software.
I feel like there's a comparison in there we should avoid because we might get into tricky territory. But yeah, let's leave that one alone. And so maybe it's from them, or maybe it's from someone else. But what's a quote that you often reflect on or mention to people that motivates you?
At work, at least, it's always every problem is a communication problem.
Oh, yeah.
Almost always.
Yep.
I mean, pretty much always is what I've found. So I definitely, if people are having problems, I'm always like, how can we be better communicating? And that usually helps smooth things out. That's how I sort of treat management.
Do you have any top 3 bits of advice for better communication?
Oh, no. At Chronosphere, everything is written down.
Okay.
Write everything down. But no, I don't have any other good tips other than just try and listen more than you talk.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I want to respond to that, but then I would be contradicting what you just said. So.
Yeah, it's tough. It's not easy.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening to me and answering those questions. And yeah, have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chris.